Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming back to the eighth week of this course. Today, we want to start a new model, support vector machine, new model that we want to learn in this week. And we will see actually first linear SVM classification. Mostly SVM can be used for classification purposes and regression purposes. But in this class, mostly we will see the application of SVM for classification. We will see first linear SVM, and at the end of this week, we will see nonlinear SVM. But we also see two types of different SVM. We will see soft SVM and we will see hard SVM. Then let's start with SVM. A support vector machine, which is abbreviated by SVM, is a very powerful machine learning model capable of performing linear or nonlinear classification, regression, and even outlier detection. SVMs are particularly well studied for the classification of complex but small or medium-sized dataset. As I explained in this class, mostly we will see the application of SVM for classification. Then let's start with one example. Iris dataset is one dataset that we will use it in this class for some homework. I want to explain a little bit about this dataset because this dataset will be used for homework. Iris is a famous dataset that can be uploaded in Python, and I will explain how this week. And this dataset consists of some data about petal and sepal lengths and widths of 150 iris flowers of 3 different species. These are 3 different type of iris that we have. Then I'm not sure if I am pronouncing correctly, I'm sorry. Then iris setosa, iris versicolor, and iris virginica. And here we have these different type of iris. So below we have the part of iris dataset. The two classes can clearly be separated easily with a straight line. Then here, as you can see, we have 2 classes of iris. One of them iris sota and another iris versicolor. And as you can see, we can easily split this dataset into 2 subsets by using a line. Here I have shown some different lines. You can see that we have this purple line, we have this red line, and we have this dash green line. As you can see, this green line is not appropriate at all because here, as you can see, this green line doesn't split the dataset into 2 groups. But here, as you can see, by red line and purple line, we can separate this dataset into 2 different classes. The model whose decision boundary is separated by dashed line, as we explained, is so bad. And for these 2 lines, the other 2 lines, they are perfectly split dataset into 2 different classes. In contrast, the solid line in the following plot represents the decision boundary of the SVM classifier. Here, as you can see, you have 2 different classes. And here, this solid black line that we have here, this line separates this data set into 2 different subsets. This line is the one example of SVM classifier. We want to explain that how this SVM classifier, how this line can be found. This line is not only separate the 2 classes, but also stays as far away from the closest training instances as possible. Here, if you look at the closest instances from each group, for example, this guy and this guy, as you can see, this line that we have here is the far away, is the most far away possible line that you can draw to separate this data set into 2 different sets. You can think of an SVM classifier fitting the widest possible street. I'm talking about street means that the region that you have between these two dash lines between the classes. This is called the large margin classification. Then it is important to understand for the beginning of the concept of SVM. You can draw the several different lines to separate this data set. But when we want to find the SVM classifier, we are interested in finding a line such that this line can give us the widest possible street that we can have between these two data sets. It's important to understand this. We will see more that why this finding this widest possible street is important. Okay, I think it is enough for now. Then we will continue. Thank you.